If you're thinking about selling your home or maybe jumping into buying, you've come to the right spot. We're breaking down everything you need to know about what's happening right now in our Reno-Sparks real estate market. So stay tuned for the April 2024 edition of the Reno-Sparks Real Estate Market Update. You'll be glad you did. Let's go.
Assist you sell way smarter.
So before we get into all the specifics and all this great data, I want to clarify this is for the Reno-Sparks metro area only. Includes single-family residential properties, so no lots or land, multifamily apartments, any of that stuff. Basically houses and condos in the residential market. This is intended to be a 30,000-foot overview of what's going on in the marketplace. If you want a more specific information on maybe a house you're thinking about selling, or maybe you're getting ready to buy that dream home and want to make sure you're not overpaying, you can come over to our website here at forrenohomes.com. Right here, front and center, it says want to know what your home value is today. Click on that Find Out Now button, enter an address, and we will give you an automated report to get you started. We'll also follow it up with a more detailed report. There's no cost, no obligation. We're not going to drive you nuts with crazy phone calls and spam. Just some great information to get you started on your real estate journey. So, as always, the first chart or information that we study is mortgage rates and interest rates on the 30-year mortgage. Why is that? Well, that has the biggest impact on real estate prices in the overall market. Obviously, the higher interest rates go, the higher mortgage payments go. And considering 80+% of people that are purchasing homes use a mortgage, it can have a profound effect. Now, the chart you're looking at here, on the left side of the screen is the percentage rate. You can see it goes down from 9 to 2. And on the bottom is the year. It goes from 2001 on the left all the way up to present day. Right now, we're currently sitting just at 7%. Kind of fluctuating between slightly over and slightly under 7%. And as you can see, that is high historically. Now, maybe not historically back 30, 40, 50 years ago, but over the last 20 years, the last time it was this high was 2001, so nearly 23 years since we've seen interest rates that have stayed this high. It's a bit of the new norm, at least for the foreseeable future. Now, what effect has that had on prices? Now, before we get into prices, I want to explain these charts. As it says up here, this is the April market update. It says March 2024 because as I record this, it's early April. We don't have the stats, obviously, until the end of April. Now, when it says prior period right here, that means the previous month, in this case, February 2024. And when it says, obviously, same period prior year, that would be March of 2023. So the median home price, this is all of Reno-Sparks, sits at $575,000, which is up 5% from last month, or excuse me, in February, and is up 10.5% from this time last year. And as you can see from the chart, we peaked out right around 600, actually slightly over 600, back in late 2021 before interest rates started heading higher in early to mid 2022. We saw a major pullback in prices. Since we've seen a rebound and a pullback and now a rebound. So we seem to be floating around this 5.25 to 575 range. We'll keep a close eye on that and see what direction prices go. Now, next chart is closed sales. This is a number of homes that sold in the month of March 2024. 377, which is up from February, up 5.9%, but is down significantly, over 15% from this time last year. And as you can see, down here is where our sales are, significantly lower than we would expect to see this time of year in a normal year. So our total sales are down significantly. Now, if you break down sales by price, on the left side of the screen over here is total number of sales. On the bottom is the breakdown of the price range. And that's true on all of these charts. Most of the sales take place between 4 and 5, 5 to 6, and then 6 to 750. And I bet if you did this 6 to 750, made it 6 to 650, 675, the majority of those sales. Once you hit about 700 in this market and more, it starts to fall off for obvious reasons. The higher you get in price, the less people can afford it. There's going to tend to be pressure, especially with higher interest rates. Now let's look at active. Those are the number that have sold. These are the number of homes that are currently on the market today that you could go out and look at and buy. That would be an active listing. And this is what has me concerned. Right now we have 580 total homes as of the end of March on the market, which is down 7% from February. And that's what has me concerned. Normally this time of year, if you look back, March is here, March is here, March is here, March is here. Normally this time of year is a very heavy listing month, and you usually start to build inventory starting in late January through February, March, April is when you really start building up inventory, and then sales normally follow suit. So you'd expect active inventory to remain high, but active inventory is extremely low. And the picture gets a little bit more interesting when you start adding in price range. So if you look right here, we have from 3 to 400,000, there's barely a little over 20 on the market. And then all the way up to 1.5 million, there's over 100 on the market. Now, if we go back to close by price, you can see everything's selling in here, not a lot of sales up in here. However, if I go back to active by price, a good number of listings here, but not a lot in the lower end price range, which are actually selling. And that is the biggest issue with our market. Not that we have low inventory, active inventory, it's that inventory. If you were to back out $1 million plus, we're looking at roughly 180 of those. So that leaves us with only 400 active potential listings, which again is extremely low for this time of year. Now let's look at new listings. This is a little more encouraging. Now, new listings, the difference between active and new is new listings just means the total listings that came on the market in the month of March. Now, a lot of those may have sold through already, meaning maybe they went on the market and they sold within a couple of weeks and they're in escrow, so they're no longer in the active bin. They're just new and now pending. So this just gives you the listing flow, not how many active are on the market that you can go look for and buy today, but just how many are coming onto the market. This is a little more encouraging, up 18.5% from February, and up just slightly from this time last year where we had 468. This year at 473 is only up a little over 1%. So we are getting some listings onto the market, still lower than you might expect for this time of year, but it's trending in the right direction. Now let's look at new listings by price. Again, encouraging. Most of the new listings are coming on this price range. We can move that up a little bit, are coming on in the 400 to the 650, 700 price range, which is where most of the sales take place. The problem is once these new listings hit the market, they're getting sold immediately. So there's very little standing inventory and homes for people to shop for. So to sum it all up, we're still in this mode of low inventory, meaning that tends to put upward pressure on prices, clearly, because if there's very little to choose from, it gets very competitive. If you want to buy a house, there's only a few that are available in most areas, therefore it can potentially drive prices up. We're starting to see a slowdown in the upper end price ranges. A lot of that has to do with higher interest rates. I do expect if you have a home 700, 750 and above, the higher you start going above that, the market starts to soften quite a bit. Now, will that happen in the lower end price ranges? Probably not. As long as we have constrained inventory and we have very few homes on the market, that will continue to at least stabilize prices, if not continue to push them potentially higher, even with interest rates the way they are. But I've got some really good news for you. If you're thinking of selling your home, it's a wonderful time. And more importantly, your home will sell. The question is how much you're going to pay to get that job done. Here at Assist to Sell, we sell homes for only $4,995. Now, compare that to what you might expect at 5 or 6%. It's a massive savings, thousands of dollars. And here's the best part. We do absolutely everything you'd expect from a professional, licensed, expert, local real estate agent here in town. We show houses, advertise them, includes MLS, everything you need to get your home sold for the highest price in the quickest amount of time. So if you're thinking of selling, you owe it to yourself to check out Assist to Sell. You can see it right here on our website for renohomes.com, and you can call us at 775-688-6060. Hopefully you got some great information. Regardless of what you choose to do with your next steps in real estate, we wish you nothing but the best. We'll see you next time right here on the Reno-Sparks Real Estate Market Update. Bye-bye.
Assist to sell way smarter.